The last one is complaint and penalty. This is also the same as GDPR. In the GDPR, they have the biggest committee. They have a subcommittee or the special committee. In the PDPA, there will be an expert committee that has been designated to take care of some particular business. And the duty is to consider complaints from the data subject and also to investigate any act that is in violation of the PDPA. And they also need to settle the dispute between data subject and the data controller and the data processor. And the thing that we need to know that the section number 73 is that the data subject has the right to file a complaint to the data controller, to the data processor, including the employees, not just the company, but employee, it's him or herself as a personal individual. They can also be fined if they do not comply with the PDPA. So that's why the HR wants everyone in the company to be trained in regard to PDPA or personal data protection, because at the end of the day, the employee himself also be able to be sued by this law because it's allowed them to do so. In case of any violation, we are subject to the punitive fine, with only few exceptions that if the breach or violation is caused by the force majeure, and we be able to prove that it is not by our fault, but in general case, it's whether the violation is caused by negligence or by error, we are liable anyway. We cannot excuse that. It's by negligence, by error, something like that. So it will be a penalty. And the thing is like the data subject, they have the right to file the complaint within 3 years after they discover the breach and they know personal data is violated by which controller. They have 3 years to file the complaint. But if they discover about the breach, by law, the legal term for filing the complaint is 10 years from the day the incident took place. I'm not sure whether it's the same as GDPR. I think it's pretty much the same, right? Okay, when it's come to penalty, as I told you earlier, the GDPR doesn't have any criminal liability, but the PDPA they do have the criminal liability. Let's take a look at it. If any data controller violates or fails to comply, and we use that information that caused humiliation or harm someone's reputation, they are subject to imprisonment not exceeding 6 months, between maximum 6 months, or the fine would be 500,000 baht. If we use the information to humiliate or to harm, to jeopardize someone's reputation, that would be the fine. But if we use the personal data for the benefit of ourselves or for any other person, you can see the second column. Any data controller who violates or fails to comply in order to unlawfully benefit himself or herself or other person, the penalty would be up to 1 year's imprisonment, and the fine will be 1 million baht, up to 1 million baht. This is different from the GDPR. GDPR doesn't have this clause. And as a company, you see the number 81. If the offender who commit the offense is a juristic person, if there are criminal liability, they will investigate who order or who omits to order the violation. Then the criminal charge will go to the person also. That's why the board of committee is quite concerned about this, but only if we use that data for the benefits. But I think that also very likely. The other thing is like I think administrative liability fine. If you see from the slide, that fine that is related to number 84, any data controller who violates or fails to comply with the processing of sensitive data, the fine will be 5 million. If it's general data, the second one, maximum will be 3 million. You can see that if anything related to sensitive data, the fine will be higher, to 5 million or also.